Well, economics has lots of definitions, but one of the most interesting, I think, is how people make choices and how people interact. So, for example, how do people choose a major? How do people choose what college to go to? How to decide who to marry? You also look at that from lots of different angles. You look at it from the individual's perspective. How do I choose what college to go to? But you also look at it from the college's perspective. How do we get people to come to our college, or how do we get people to start a major? So that would be the short definition. Economics prepares people for a wide variety of careers. So most of our students will end up doing graduate school of some type. Around 40 or 50% will go and get an MBA. 15 to 20% will get a law degree. Another 15% will get a PhD of some type or other. And then we have pre-med, pre-dental, and health services, foreign service, a wide variety of types of careers people do. Got an increasing number of students who are doing big data kinds of things, working for Netflix or for Google, where they're combining the statistical things that we pick up in the major, but also things like computer science, and they use economics to be able to frame questions in ways that firms are finding quite valuable. The skills you pick up in the major are mostly problem-solving types of skills. So we have a phrase that's called thinking like an economist. So economists will look at things in ways where you're trying to evaluate what trade-offs are. In the major, when you're trying to think about how people make decisions, you're looking at what are the constraints they face, what are the trade-offs that they face. And so in this problem solving applied to daily life, that skill set is valuable to analyze, from a wide variety of types of career options. You're also picking up some computer skills, some math skills, and if you're taking advantage of the major in the way you ought to, you're becoming a teaching assistant, getting these experiential learning opportunities to work with professors and work with other students and teach other students. Econ is different from other majors in a couple of different ways. One is one of the shortest majors on campus, 37 credit hours for the major, 18 credit hours for the minor. And we do that by design because we recognize that econ is an excellent foundation for a wide variety of career paths. And so our students go in lots of different directions and have lots of different interests. And by being short, it allows students to tailor-make their own undergraduate education. So we encourage students to pick up another major or a couple of minors that will help them in their particular career goals. So for example, if you want to go get a law degree, you could do econ and political science, where you're picking up kind of logical things from economics, logic and math, and then from political science, you're picking up additional writing skills and elements about the constitutional system and other kinds of things that would be helpful in a law path. If you're going to do big data, then pick up a second degree with computer science or math, and couple that with econ, where econ will help frame questions. If you want to do an MBA, then we often advise students to get a couple of minors that will prepare them with on-the-job skills upon graduation. So they're going to have to work for a couple of years, and so picking up some minors that allow them to get practice using data analysis software or spreadsheets or PowerPoint presentation software. And so the shortness of the major is one element of it, and the intensity of it allows you to prepare in lots of different ways. The other thing that's unusual about the major, I think, is that we have no graduate program, and that's by design. What that does is it offers up lots of opportunities for undergraduate students to work with faculty as teaching assistants, as research assistants in this experiential learning environment where they get close attention with faculty, but then they get to practice the material that they've been learning in class, either by teaching other students as a teaching assistant or by doing actual research with the faculty. Things that would otherwise go to graduate students in the department that focuses solely on undergraduates. So why should you select economics? Well, economics is a very attractive major for people who are ambitious and willing to work very hard. It's short, but it's also very intense. And we get a great set of students. We regularly place people in the top PhD programs in the country, top law schools, top MBA programs. But it's surprisingly collegial. So you're working with very gifted people. This last semester I was teaching a statistics course, and I had people in that class who are likely to be able to get into the very best schools in the country in whatever direction they want to go. But also had some people who really struggled. And people would form groups with the very best and people who struggled, and they would help each other. And there's something about the department that I think is really heartening in people recognize this is a tough major and everybody's trying to lift each other. It's not trying to knock somebody else down. It's an opportunity to really do your very best regardless of which direction you want to go or what your capabilities are. Faculty are very concerned about the success of their students, and we've worked hard to create a major that provides the highest value added for as many students as possible. And the outcomes are pretty good. So students, as we survey alumni, the alumni are quite satisfied with the major generally. I think that the terms that come back to us is we learned how to think and we learned how to analyze, and that's been invaluable in our career. So we think that there's significant value in being able to work through the program and apply these logical tools to your own daily life so you can get as much out of life as possible. That's one way of thinking about economics, is how to get the most out of life as possible.